with a team possibly breaking up soon and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report.
Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on and don't forget to like the video.
During NXT, Wesley and Obafemi were in the ring as Brooks Jensen would end up being removed by security from the audience as a fan captured this footage of the interaction.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God! Good job, Jim! Get him out of here, Jim!
You know how bad I wanted to test myself against you one-on-one. Hell, I even had the opportunity tonight to be in the Battle Royal.
Recalling his best weightlifting numbers, Mark Henry told the Insight podcast, "My actual best lifts are not on barbell. I mean, I squatted at 1,006 pounds, I benched 601, I deadlifted in competition 903 pounds raw, no equipment, and I deadlifted 924 pounds in training before I did that 903 pounds. I snatched 182.5 kilograms, which is over 400 pounds, and I cleaned and jerked 225 kilograms, which is over 500 pounds. There has only been about 3 Americans that have ever done that, and strongman I won. It was the heaviest competition that had ever been created." During that same interview, Mark Henry explained why he never ended up having a retirement match. "Yeah, my body said, F your plan. My back gave out. It just never allowed me to compete and I can probably have surgery. I keep putting it off because I just want to keep moving around, but eventually I'm gonna have to just get it fixed." Responding to criticism from Bret Hart due to a kick he delivered to him in WCW that would end up ending the Hitman's career, Goldberg said this on Busted Open Radio. "The Bret Hart thing is it just saddens me as a human being. That's all. I mean, first and foremost, I would never wish ill will upon any opponent or anyone like that to have an accident like that happen and end someone's career, especially someone who's, was one of the best that ever was 100%. It sucks. I'm not asking anybody to understand it. I'm just saying, just leave me alone." Yes, sir, about warning him the kick was coming. "Put your hand up. Do whatever you got to do, man. It is what it is. Come on, man. I love you, Bret. Don't be such a prick. That's all. Grow up." Addressing the possibility of a return to in-ring action, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis told Gorilla Position, "Sure, it's tough to answer this simply because I don't want to ever give the impression that I'm trying to angle for something or go into something for myself. It's unavoidable. I've seen a ton of sentiment from fans. We want to see you wrestle this guy. I appreciate all that. It's not something I have any control or influence over. It's very much a case of when Paul, Triple H, and I first started speaking, I made it very clear that I want to be part of the team and contribute in whatever way you think is best. If at some point getting in the ring is best, then great." The GM conversation was the shortest conversation of my career. Bruce Pritchard called me General Manager of SmackDown. Great, when do I start? They laid out the terms and money. All sounds great. Let's do it. Immediately, I said to my wife, Mickey James, "I'm going to try and be the best GM of all time." That's all you can do. As Bo Dallas returned to WWE on Raw as Uncle Howdy, his sister, Mika Rotunda, reacted to this, writing on social media. Wyndham talked a lot about hurting in his character. He would describe real-life pain and scenarios as a way to kind of harden, inspire, or shape his future. He turned pain into a positive through creativity and expression. Last night, Taylor debuted for the first time as Uncle Howdy without Wyndham. This was their dream, their vision, their fairy tale to fulfill. He carried this on his back, but more importantly, in his heart. As siblings, we've always had a strong cord attachment to one another. As the lights went out in the arena and I watched from my TV, my pulse raised, my eyes welled. I felt every iota with him, while also feeling this warmth that can only be described as Wyndham. I'm so incredibly proud of Taylor. Honoring the memory of a Wyndham or a loved one while navigating the path of grief is a profound and personal journey. Our family has been on a stage with the outside world to see inside it since 3:33 p.m. on August 24th, a moment in time we as a family will never get past or over, but somehow we have to find a way through it. How does one do that? In my opinion, it's in our day-to-day lives and creating ways to celebrate their life and legacy, even as we cope with the pain of their absence. For Wyndham, it's in storytelling. He was the greatest storyteller I've ever known, and as we embrace the moments of sorrow, there is a duty to uphold, to keep finding ways to express his madness and genius. In doing so, it is a testament from our family about the depth of his love and our love for him. Upholding Wyndham's homage can be a source of comfort and strength. We hurt, we heal. In doing so, we keep their spirit alive and find solace in the impact they had on our lives. Also, massive, gigantic, and amazing praise to Rob Fee and Jason Baker for doing the alchemy behind the scenes. Unreal, you guys are. Wyndham, wish you were here. Love you more. When it comes to the long-term plans for the Wyatt Sicks faction in WWE, Fightful Select reported that the group has already been acknowledged on WWE programming by Jey Uso, which we're told will continue, even though the group isn't likely to interact with every program on Raw. It's expected within the company that the ramifications will be widespread across various programs with a domino effect on stories that are happening up and down the show. Those we spoke to said that the wide array of talent and people attacked in the story and the characters who left before the show were calculated, planned, and designed for specific reasons. It was added that WWE sources that Fightful spoke to were also over the moon about the crowd reaction from Corpus Christi in general, which has long held a reputation as a dead crowd. As far as production, buzz, and the feedback that was received from the segment, we're told that WWE was very happy with how all of that worked out. Talking about the working relationship between WWE, NXT, and TNA Wrestling, Joe Hendry told Gabby AF, "I can't tell you why this sounds crazy. I want you to save this clip because the fact that NXT is working with TNA, the fact that being a TNA talent and having the possibility to think about all of these matches and situations, I'm going to say a few crazy things right here because I just believe it to be true. If you go online, you will find a promo of me in 2017 calling out The Rock. For whatever reason, I just believe in my heart that one day I will stand and face The Rock in a professional wrestling ring. I don't know why, I just think it's gonna happen one day." Naming stars of the current generation he would face if he were younger, Shawn Michaels said this to the Schmo. I look at guys that I see now, a guy like Seth Rollins. I think I could get in there with and do fantastic stuff. Cody is another one. Logan Paul, he is somebody that is incredibly talented. There are a number of guys that I look at and I think to myself, if you were 20 years younger, wouldn't it be really cool? I'm very happy with what I'm doing. The future of WWE is in great hands where it's going. I like my place behind the scenes now. We're part of a generation that never says goodbye, but I have no problem saying goodbye and looking towards the future. Mentioning that Hulk Hogan was wanted for the Who Killed WCW docu-series, Brian Gewirtz told Cheap Heat, "We did reach out to Hulk. He is not appearing in the documentary to talk. He couldn't do it. We tried on both sides. It didn't work out. His point of view is pretty much a lot of people have a lot of opinions on him and talk about him. Some positive, some negative. His POV is definitely represented on the show. Obviously, him and Eric Bischoff are very close and Eric can speak to a lot of Hogan's POV at the time, both in terms of signing him, the heel turn, the botched finish with Sting, the match with Goldberg, the finger poke of doom, bash at the beach. All of that stuff is pretty well covered. He's not physically talking on the show, but he's definitely represented. Touching on Chad Gable's decision to sign a new WWE contract recently, Triple H said this at the post-Clash of the Castle press conference. "He's an amazing performer. I would like for him to be here forever, for him to be able to perform at the highest level, be seen by the most people, have an incredible career, leave here as healthy as possible. The environment has changed and he is part of that change. To me, it would have been a shame. I would have been sad if he had been here all this time and he just went elsewhere for whatever reason. I would have been happy for him if that was right for him, and I would have wished him incredible success wherever he went. That's part of the game and this business, but he's an incredible performer. I'm thrilled he's here. I'm thrilled he's home, where he should be. We're all doing this together. That's what is great about this. There is a unified movement that everybody seems to be loving, and we're all headed in the same direction. It's just a massive movement of positive, excited young talents and some older that are looking to run through a wall to take this to another level. As big as it is, they are looking to make this beyond anybody's expectations of what it can be. That mindset, especially people like Chad, he came up through the Performance Center and we worked together for a long time. I know what his expectations are because we helped put it in him. I'm just thrilled he's here and excited to move forward with him. Recalling the launch of AEW, president of the company, Tony Khan, told Locked On NFL, "I started working on the idea for AEW in 2018. The concept to launch AEW came together as I saw an opportunity with a pool of talented wrestlers becoming available in early 2019. In April 2018, I began actively pursuing this vision. One pivotal moment was at a Beverly Hills party on a Friday night where I spoke with my friend, who was then the president of TBS and TNT, Kevin Riley. I asked him if Turner was considering bidding on wrestling TV rights, specifically for SmackDown. He confirmed they were, with a bid range of $150 to $175 million annually. Given my close industry observation, I anticipated the bidding would exceed $200 million, which it did. I suggested to Kevin that instead of pursuing SmackDown, Turner could launch a new wrestling league on TNT and eventually TBS for considerably less investment. That conversation set the stage for what followed. Speaking about the appearance of WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, former WWE writer Vince Russo said on Legion of Raw, "My biggest pet peeve with Sami is, and I said it a lot, bro, you look like a slob. You look like, I don't know, you put your hair under the shower and then, I don't know what, I saw him on NXT, Chris. When he was shortcut with the Irish cap and the nice groomed beard, I liked the guy. My biggest problem with this guy is every time I see him, he looks like a slob." Going over a possible heel turn for Cody Rhodes in WWE, The Undertaker told Chris Van Vliet he's doing a phenomenal job, and again, I think he's going to have a tremendous run as a babyface, but I think his bigger run will be as a heel. There's just something about Cody with me that I envision a heel. It's down the road because right now he's killing it as a babyface. His promos are on point and he's fighting all the people he's supposed to be. He's almost an anti-Roman. Things will be very interesting when Roman comes back. For that same interview, The Undertaker said this in regards to life after retirement from pro wrestling. I've struggled since I've retired being at live events. I was at the Royal Rumble this year because I had a one dead man show in Clearwater. I stayed over and I was at the Rumble, and by the time the first match had gone out, I'd left. Because internally, my mind is saying, you should be getting ready. You should be going out there. I wouldn't say anxiety, but I just get this feeling that I can't take it. I want to be out there so bad. I want to continue to wrestle. Obviously, my body broke down and Father Time is undefeated. And I never wanted to be a parody of myself, and I really risked that at the end, like the match I had with Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. I should have picked up on the fact that he'd had his bell rung. I should have been sharp enough to adapt and not try to get to where I was getting. Also, The Undertaker revealed why he added the Hell's Gate submission to his arsenal during his time wrestling. I added Hell's Gate in there because I was so beat up and couldn't pick guys up and throw them around like I used to. So I had to figure out a way how to beat Khali, right? You choke him out. So that was kind of self-preservation, figuring out different ways to beat different guys without risking giving them a bad tombstone. Mentioning what could be coming for Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day, Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, I guess they are going to break up the New Day. I mean, nothing lasts forever in WWE. Here's the problem though, if you break them up, neither of them are going to do much. Jeff Hardy said this regarding his return to TNA Wrestling, telling Muscle Man Malcolm, "With me and things that have happened in my personal life, I've had to rebuild things over and over again. I'm very excited about rebuilding this time, not to burn it down. Talking about my career and my existence, when I think about CM Punk, I always say he's such a superpower. I had that superpower at one point in my life. I'm rebuilding to get it back because I have an amazing connection with the fans, as everybody knows, and I have to prove it to myself and them that there is a little light inside of me that is going to shine brighter than ever." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.